And that's my TED Talk for today. Weight loss is mostly a result of the food that you eat. Portion control, which is the point of why they got security at the Kroger now. So home workouts allow that consistency. Feelings aren't facts. Feelings aren't actions. Hola mis amigas, ¿qué tal tu día? ¿Qué hiciste ayer? Hey my friends, how was your day? What did you do yesterday? Listen, come close. We speak a little bit of Espanol. Yo hablo Espanol. So today we are at the al gimnasio. We're at the gym. And this is my second gym day this week. And that is the goal. I thought I wasn't going to make it, y'all. I thought I wasn't going to make it. Second gym day, even though I hadn't even did the workout yet. We could check it off. So this week all I have left is 2 hot yoga classes to do. So workouts are on point, and also eating is still on point. I mean 1,700 calories or less. Now I will say, when I weighed myself this morning, listen, I had lost 0.4 pounds, and I know I've been on. So I'm thinking it's because my little friend is coming, and we'll just wait to see what next week looks like. Usually around this point, if I don't see a bunch of changes, I will like just have like an off day, like a pick me up. But that's not how you kind of make changes. And this time I really want to kind of settle in and get back to my like disciplined ways. So I'm going to stay on calorie count, and we'll just see what it looks like next week. I'm also reading. I'm just catching y'all up before I get into the gym, so I'm gonna be a little bit everywhere. So if you're new here, I'm Asia G, and if you're not, welcome back. And sometimes my thoughts are not linear. They're not linear. Sometimes they're a bit disorganized, but we bring it all back together to the end. Let me just catch y'all up on the books, okay? For August, I thought I was gonna read No Soy Hija Mexicana, which is I Am Not Your Mexican Daughter. That was gonna be my book for August. But I finished my last book like in the middle of August, and I just didn't have the heart to pick up another book right in the middle, especially a book that will require like a lot of willpower. So for September, I'm gonna do a little something different. I'm gonna read 2 different books. I'm gonna read that one simultaneously while I read Doing the Work, which is like a self-help book, a holistic approach to mental health and wellness, because one is in Spanish and one is in English, and one will be way easier to read. So that's the first thing. Once I get back home, I'll show y'all those 2 books, and that's gonna be the plan for September. So fingers crossed, y'all, that actually works out in a really good way. So I bring that up to say, doing the work, I always wonder what people mean when they say do the work. Like, y'all ever watch reality shows, and usually the villain comes back at the end, like on the reunion. So, well, I did the work. What does that even mean? What do you mean that you did the work? I don't even know where I was, y'all. Oh, okay, so doing the work, that's where I was. She goes on to explain that doing the work is taking those actions on a daily basis in alignment with the goals and changes that you want to make. Being self-aware of what you want to do, self-aware of like your triggers, emotions, and reactions to things, and then managing that, acknowledging it, managing it, and choosing to make a decision that's in alignment. That it is not always easy to do. So even though right now, like, I'm using it towards like me making changes about weight loss, me making changes about like studying my Spanish, this is kind of me making changes about like the habits that I want to create, but that I sometimes feel mentally unmotivated, or I feel mentally like mental resistance on doing the thing. Like sometimes I can physically feel my mind resisting doing the thing that I want to do, and then I can hear myself talking myself out of it. So we talked about that a lot last week when I talked about dialectable, yeah, just be with me, but DBT skills, which are what I talked about, the opposite action. When you're feeling a really intense emotion, you can acknowledge that emotion, but you can also recognize that you do not want to act in alignment with this emotion if it's not serving you. So when you are depressed, you might isolate. Well, obviously what helps decrease depression is socialization and being around other people and kind of making those connections. So even though you feel this way, your immediate thing would be, let me find somebody who can support me in this moment. Even if you don't tell them what's going on, it may look like, let me call a family or a friend and like make a social connection to see how I can decrease this depression, because being in isolation is just going to make the depression worse. That's one of the skills that's like doing the work. It's like making that hard decision, but the decision is in alignment with how you want to feel in the direction that you want to go. So the direction that I want to go is weight loss. The direction that I want to go is to be consistent with Spanish. The direction that I want to go is to read my 2 books. So in those moments when I feel that mental resistance of like, what's the point? I don't want to do it. And also my favorite lie of I don't have time. I'm going to actively do something that's in opposition to that, but is in alignment with my goal. Because sometimes we'll feel intense emotions, but emotions aren't facts. Feelings aren't facts. Feelings aren't actions. My actions do not have to always line up with the intense emotional feeling if it is not where I'm setting my goal to be. And that's what looks like doing the work, is being mindful of that and then making different choices. And that's my TED Talk for today. That's my TED Talk for today. The other thing is, I think this is going to be like a 2-3 day vlog because I've been real stingy with y'all. I've been so stingy. Like I've been doing like 1 day vlogs or like just like a gym vlog. But we're going to do a little bit more in this one. So it should cover the course of 2 days. And I want to kind of take y'all through like my exercises that I do. And then showing y'all what I'm eating some days on my 1700 calorie diet. And that's going to be the thing. And we're just going to say, check that scale next week and see what it's doing.
Pull up with me. Yeah, pull up with me. I'm loving you, girl, can't you see? The way you move, yeah, you got the heat. Yeah, come catch your vibe, come catch your vibe. Roll out with me, come catch your vibe, come catch your vibe. Smoke out with me, I got the racks, yeah. I'ma show up with the gang, yeah. I like the flex, yeah. Slam boy, I'm really a threat, yeah. All my niggas be rolling a blunt, but I told them it ain't what I want. It's some time with you, not anyone. It's some time with you, not anyone. I feel like we drifting apart, ayy. Wasn't like this from the start, ayy. I will give you all my heart, ayy. You just gotta stay in the slums, ayy. Feel like we're drifting apart. Wasn't like this from the start, ayy. I will give you all my heart, ayy. You just gotta stay in the slums, ayy. Come catch your vibe, come catch your vibe. Roll out with me. Come catch your vibe, come catch your vibe. Smoke out with me. Skip the foreplay, I'ma put it on your face. Why you like to complain? I just want smash every day, yeah. You know the flow heavyweight. Out of space, yeah, I did the race. Roll up a doobie. Try la Uzi, yeah.
It's a couple hours later and I have decided to come to yoga class. So this will check off my second yoga session for this week. So then I will only have 1 left.
Pick a movie, I'll pick you up, we'll go eat sushi. Or we'll go downtown, with our best moves we can boogie. Oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us.
Quick little story time. So I stopped by Kroger to get me something to eat for lunch today, and then also just to pick up some bananas, and I picked up some grapes. But when I was checking out, it was this lady being stopped by security at the Kroger. And like she just yelling and yelling and yelling. So I'm like, let me just hurry up, check out and get up out of here because
got to go. Memphis will get you in some mess.
And so it ends up, like, as I'm checking out, because they were already in the midst of this when I walked up, is half the things in her basket were not paid for. So I'm assuming she checked out except checkout, which is the point of why they got security at the Kroger now. You knew half the stuff in the basket was not checked out because you rung it up. So in my mind, I wouldn't think that you would be yelling at the front of the store, like, talking bad to the security officer, which is what she said. She was like, oh, I'm not touching him, I'm just talking bad. And like she was going off. He mostly trying to keep his calm, but he getting some little jabs in there too. Like this not paid for, this not paid for, this not paid for. And she just going off, and she like, I'm not being belligerent, I'm not being belligerent. And I was like, and as he going through each item of the receipt, it was so many things that was not rung up that it seems as if it was intentionally not rung up. Not like one or two things with mistake. He had like a big pile of stuff saying none of this is on the receipt. If you getting checked out by security at the end, whether you didn't ring up something by mistake or if you were actually taking items out of the store that you did not pay for, that you would not be yelling and kind of like causing a big scene. I'm assuming that it's probably from embarrassment. And I was thinking, how would I have, first off, I wouldn't have been taking it at the store that I didn't pay for intentionally. Like, that stuff you do as kids. But also, I'm able to afford groceries. So, it could be a bunch of different stuff. But I was just thinking, it could have been a better way that could have been handled. Without causing like a big scene at the store, embarrassing yourself and trying to embarrass the security guard. Because if I was him, I would have been embarrassed because, baby, she was checking him down. On to a positive thing. This is the book that I'm going to read for September that is in English. And this is what I was talking about in the car. It's a holistic approach to psychology, and so it kind of really focuses on mind, body, spiritual connection, and what that looks like and how to actually do the work. So like with actionable steps, and it kind of goes over like how everything is interconnected, like nothing happens in a vacuum. You aren't depressed in isolation of having like physical ailments, and it's not in isolation or depressed of your spiritual wellness. Like everything is interconnected. If you're having issue in one area, it is bleeding over into the other areas, or those areas aren't strong enough that like this area is suffering. So that's kind of like my first general thought of the book, but of course like I'm only this much into it. And in the other book, I have spoke to you guys about this book. I got this book in July. I wanted this to be my August book, but like I said, I was having some mental resistance to it, so I'm just going to couple these together for September, and we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to need a Spanish dictionary for some of these words, because some of these words, like, I recognize them, and of course, like, if I reread the sentence, I'll get the gist of it. But I think it may be even more helpful if I keep like a little handy notepad of like some of the most common and familiar words that are used in this book, and also read aloud as I read this book, and it'll help me like cement words in Spanish in my head and also hear the sounds of them. That's what I'm reading for this month, and I'm gonna take me a shower and get something to eat. I'm starving, absolutely starving. What I've eaten so far for today is 5 saltine crackers. I ate that before I went to the gym this morning, just as like a little pre-workout snack, and so that was 70 calories, and then it was mostly carbs, and then I had pre-workout, and I should be putting on here somewhere me logging these calories. So I know pre-packaged foods aren't supposed to be good for you, and they very well may not be good for you because they're full of sodium, right? We've all heard this has 520 milligrams of sodium, but what it also has is portion control. So when you buy stuff kind of like this, it's already portion control for you, and it's 1 serving. So for this one meal, it has 170 calories, 16 carbs, 17 grams of protein, and 4 fats. So this is gonna be my breakfast, and the reason I'm eating this for my breakfast lunch today is because I took this to work last night and the night before, and I just haven't eaten it. But I don't need to freeze it again, and if I leave it out one more day, I'm gonna have to throw it away. So I'm gonna have this, and then I'm gonna make some egg whites to go with it, which seems like an odd combo, but baby, it's full of the protein. What I'm gonna have for dinner is these sushi rolls that I picked up from Kroger. And the reason that I picked this one and not the other ones is because this one is the most simplest of everything that was up there. It doesn't have any sauces on it. It's just rice, the meat, avocado. When you read the label, it says 180 calories, and that's per serving. And within this, it has 2.5 servings. So when I log this in my Fitness Pal, I'm gonna log it for 2.5 servings. 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, 67 grams of carbs. And then I'm gonna have some low sodium soy sauce with this. My sweet treat snack is gonna be this protein bar. It is 160 calories. It has 6 grams of fat, 14 carbs, 15 grams of protein. We also gonna have, let's see, 6 ounces of grapes, because I bought green grapes at the store. Green grapes. We want to make it to at least 100 grams of protein. Anything over 100 grams of protein, it's just like you did that. A pack of tuna. We're going to pair that tuna with this salad. So right now with 202 calories left, I have 104 grams of protein, 151 net carbs, and then I'm over in fats by 3 grams. Excellent. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my last 200 calories. I want to pack something else, even if I don't eat it, because I'll find some way to fill in those 200 calories. Like when you are count calories and then you have something left, you think I'm just gonna leave it. No, you will find. So at the end of the night, that's when my cravings hit. So that's like a part of my self-awareness. I know after about 8 or so, I start thinking I can eat stuff, and the answer is like, no, you eat what you packed, or you make the proper substitutions. And then I'll just make a little protein shake with some water. Today, my 2 things that I am totally looking forward to is my sushi, my protein bar, and this salad. Which is a really good sign because I'm looking forward to most of the food that I'm eating today. The only thing that I feel like blah about is this frozen meal and my eggs for breakfast. And that's going to be it for today, guys. And I will see you either tomorrow or the day after that. We'll know when we get there. So, see you soon. Oh yeah, chicas, it is a new day and it is Saturday. So happy Saturday. It's been a couple of days since y'all last saw me. But I wanted to end this vlog with the third kind of workout that I do on a weekly basis, which is a home workout, which keeps me consistent and it hits my itch of doing nearly daily kind of fitness things. Home workouts are really good if you don't like crowded gyms, if you get anxiety really easy, and it's something that's affordable and it's convenient. It may be helpful to invest in like free weights at home, maybe like a walk pad or a stationary bike, something like that, where you can do your own home workouts. If for some reason you was like, I don't have enough space for like home workout equipment, like a treadmill like I have, or like all of the little bitty weights and kind of things that I have here, you can always do home workouts from like the video. So YouTube is a really good resource for home workouts, mat Pilates, yoga Pilates. Also strength training videos if you don't know how to create your own workout and you really want like somebody to kind of guide you through it, cue you up to do like exercises and things like that. So home workouts allow that consistency that you kind of need to see results. Now the other part, y'all know like I'm doing this little weight loss thing, is the food part. So I still keep in my mindset that weight loss is mostly a result of the food that you eat. So even though I'm saying like consistency with workouts help, the main thing if you are trying to lose weight is always going to be the food that you are eating, monitoring the quality of the food, the portions of the food, and just kind of being aware so you can get that baseline knowledge about food, calories, and how your body responds to it. And then you can always make changes and move how you eat, the kind of foods you eat, as you learn more about your body, how you respond to the food, and kind of things like that.
Waiting around for you to call back, pacing around my room and my dad. Crazy, crazy, I want you to know what you have against me. The city is not the place for us to be, 'cause I'm trying to figure out why you hate me. Was it something I did? Yeah, I don't need to offend. I'm just waiting, I'm just waiting. Because of all of the lies, yeah, you don't need to disguise your face, your face. I just want you to know that I am rooting for you. It's okay, it's okay.
Start quiz.
To make handicrafts.
Hacer handicraft.
Hacer manualidades.
Hacer manualidades.
Hacer manualidades. To take photos.
Sacar fotos.
Sacar fotos.
To do yoga.
Hacer yoga.
Hacer yoga.
To hang out with friends. Salir con amigos.
Salir con amigos.
Salir con amigos.
Okay, my camera died, so I had to finish my lesson off camera. Now that I finished it, it actually does show my 4-day streak that I have going right now, and it looks like this. So I guess it don't show the streak until I completed it. So I want to show y'all the Spanish Dick app. This is kind of what it looks like. You roll into it. It has a vocabulary part where you can do all of the quizzes. You can add your own list of vocabulary words, and then they have where you can personalize what you want to practice. So it's very different from Duolingo in that way. And then it has grammar, where you can do like different little interactive grammar lessons, and this will help you with speaking and kind of having like that natural everyday conversation. You can see I ain't did none of these. And then it has this more button where you can do conjugation drills. You can practice your pronunciation, your word of the day. The writing coach and the cheat sheets are yellow because that is a part of the paid part of the app. So, y las que todas hoy y ahora me vestido para el trabajo. And that's all that we have today, and I'm about to get dressed for work. And thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. I think next week is going to be a week of workouts. I said I was going to paint this wall for y'all next week, but nobody wants to watch paint dry. Nobody wants to see that, but what will be interesting is a week of workouts. I'm setting my intention today, which is Saturday, and so I will start my week of workouts tomorrow on Sunday. So let's see how this goes, and I will see you guys next time. Until then.
I can't really take it anymore. The stress is building up inside my heart. The clock is ticking.